Yeah, hello all. Welcome to the discussion of prelims test over here. So we'll be discussing the questions. We'll be dividing this paper into two parts. That is the first 50 questions and the next 50 questions. So first we'll be dealing with the next 50 questions. That is from 51 onwards. We will be looking into this. Yeah. So let us first see what the 51 question number demands, right? So these are, if you notice, from 51 onwards, most of the questions are oriented towards current affairs, are mostly oriented, and the context of this question becomes very, very important, right? They are mostly current relevant issues that are important over here. But if you analyze this, the question is of the context of current affairs, but here what we are asking is the core of the proper element, right? So the core is asked. So let us take the 51 question number. Which of the following products are mandated, right? This word is very important, are mandated under APEDA. What is APEDA? APEDA is agricultural and processed food, right? It is very, very important when you read certain question that you read each and every word. Why? Because in your question only the answer is lying, right? So agriculture and processed food products exports development authority, right? So this authority is for the agricultural and processed food, and what it is saying, the export and development of that product. So from the statement itself we are analyzing this, right? So for export, promotion and development, right, which of the following is correct, or which of the following are covered? Meat product, guar gum, then floriculture products, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, pickles, papads and chutneys. So what are covered over here? So all are covered. You see, agriculture and processed food. So this poultry also comes into the part of your big agriculture. So all are included over here. So meat products, guar gum, floriculture products, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, pickles, papads, chutneys, all are included. Now what is true regarding this APEDA, right? What is this? This was formed in 1985 under the 1985, right? When the act for APEDA, that is agriculture and processed foods exports development authority act, was passed, that time it was formed, this APEDA. So yes, many products are also covered. You have cereals and cereal products, then you have cocoa, its product, chocolates of all kind, honey, jaggery and all the sugar products, all the dairy products, poultry. As I have said earlier, the poultry is also covered in the items that are covered by the APEDA, right? So APEDA is very, very important. You see, whenever a question in UPSC is asked, your prelims, they are asking you questions with respect to organizations. So these organizations, whenever you learn, do read, is it a statutory body, is it a constitutional body, or is it just an executive body formed by some executive action, and what is the role of that particular body when it was formed, and what are the different aspects or dimensions they are covering? Are they, or if they are giving some kind of a recommendation, are they binding on the government, or they are just just recommending something? So let us move on to the question number 52. With reference to Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program, SVEP, very, very important. SVEP, it's a sub-component of the National Rural Livelihood Mission, right? Deen Dayal Upadhyay National Rural Livelihood Mission under the Ministry of Rural Development. Yes, it is true, right? This is true, that Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program, this program is a sub-component of your National Rural Livelihood Mission, that is right? So it aims to support entrepreneurs in rural areas. See, you see, this is a startup. In the word itself, it is startup, it is related to village, it is related to the entrepreneurship. So it's a subcomponent of National Rural Livelihood Mission. From there only we can understand that it is correct. It aims to support entrepreneurship in rural areas. This is also correct. Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program, that is SVEP, will receive direct financial support from NABARD. Right? So it will not receive direct support from NABARD, but other banking institutions. Even the Mudra Bank is there for direct support, financial support, but not NABARD. NABARD is mostly related to the agricultural support. So from here we understand that this statement is not correct over here. So what is the answer? 1 and 2. I would appreciate the comments over here. Right? So even if you have some of the doubts regarding that particular question, you should comment in the comment box. Right? Also try to answer when we are solving over here. So NGFS, that is Network of Central Banks. Right? From the word, try to analyze what it is making a sense of. Network of central banks and supervisors for greening the financial system. Now, what do you mean by greening? Greening means so that whatever the issues are there, we are making it, we are resolving the issues. So, this network of central bank, this was formed in 2017 in Paris, right? In the One Planet Summit that took in Paris. So many central banks of different countries, they came together so that there is a network of all this bank, and there is why there is a network? To discuss on many fronts the issues that are arising, to share whatever the technological aspect they can share. So this is why the greening of the financial system is called known as, right? So it was established in One Planet Summit. Now the first statement says that Reserve Bank of India has recently withdrawn, and actually it is, they haven't withdrawn, but they became part of this NGFS, right? So Reserve Bank of India published its statement of commitment to support greening India's financial system, NGFS. It joined the NGFS as a member in 2021. So it is the latest development, and that is why this question is there in the news and in our paper. So suffer, this is regarding the air quality index in most of the metropolitan cities. You see the air quality is displayed on a big board. So this is about that, but it is not of the Ministry of Environment, right? So it is the Ministry of Earth Sciences. It is the initiative of Earth Sciences, not Ministry of Environment. It has been developed by Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, Pune, yes, along with Meteorological Department and National Center for Medium Range Weather Forecasting. Yes, this statement is true, right? It tracked pollutants like PM10, ozone, carbon monoxide, yes, and many along with this PM10, they are also tracking PM1, PM2.5, PM10, CO, NOx, SOx, right? Carbon monoxide, ozone, all these pollutants are being tracked in the sulfur. So this is true. So the second and the third statement is correct, but the first statement is incorrect. Now, with reference to Adi Shankara, Advaita philosophy, right? The doctrine of Advaita philosophy, where he says Adi Shankaracharya, who lived in the 8th century, he was a philosopher, right? And that is when you see the revival of Brahmanical system is there in the during the early medieval and medieval time period. You see the Brahmanical system is revived over here. Now, what was the doctrine of Adi Shankaracharya? It was based on right, doctrine of Advaita, which is the Atman and Brahman are the same. So he was a devotee of Shiva. Yes, he was a devotee of Shiva and propounded the doctrine of Advaita. He authored a philosophical text named as Brahma Sutras. So he was not the person who was associated with the Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra was given by whom? Right? Brahma Sutra was given by Badri Narayan, that is also known as Badra Narayan. Badra Narayan. So this statement is not correct over here. See, we can go into a lot of detail over there as to what was the philosophy of Adi Shankaracharya was there. So this philosophers becomes very, very important. You have Ramanuja, you have Buddha, you have Mahavira. So all these philosophers, you need to keep a track of what their philosophy actually meant, because many of the questions are surrounding around this philosophical aspects. So the third statement says that he established 4 matas. Yes, it is correct. In the 4 corners of India, Jyotirmat, Sringeri, Dwarka and Puri. It is not Varanasi, it is Puri that it was formed, right? So the 4 mathas, yes, he is associated with the 4 mathas, but where they are? Badrinath, right? Jyotirmat near Badrinath. We have Sringeri, we have Puri and Dwarka. It is not in Varanasi that is formed. Now, climate equity monitor, right? Climate equity monitor. What is this regarding? Climate equity monitor. Climate, equity and monitor, all these words give a very good meaning to what the question is saying. So they are monitoring the climate, the all aspect which contribute to the climate change, they are monitoring. And who is developing this? It is not by UNEP. It is not by UNEP, but by the Indian climate experts. They are making a list of what? They are making the list of the emissions which are developed by the countries. So it lists the historical CO2 emissions of the developed countries, right? So this is about your climate equity monitor, and it is not done by UNEP, but by the Indian experts, climate experts. It aims at monitoring the performance of Annex 1 parties under UNFCCC. So this one is also correct over here. So the answer is 2 and 3. Now the World Food Program, right? What is the whose World Food Program it is? World Food, it's a United Nations organization, affiliated organization, right? So it is the world's largest humanitarian organization. Now why this World Food Program is in news? Because of the Russian-Ukraine crisis. Because of this, the World Food Program is there, and because of the various statements that are coming out with respect to the different people associated with the World Food Program. Now, it is the world's largest humanitarian organization. Yes, it is largest humanitarian organization. It is funded by voluntary contributions from different aspects of the world, like voluntary organizations, voluntary individuals, government support karte hain. So this is also true. It was awarded the 2021 Nobel Peace Prize. So this is not correct. In 2020 they were awarded this Nobel Peace Prize. So the answer is 1 and 2 are correct over here. Agni 5 missile, surface to surface ballistic missile. This is correct. Till 5,000 is the range over here, right? Agni 5 missile, Agni 2, Agni 3, Agni 4, Agni 5. As you increase the number, the range of this missile goes on increasing. And this is surface to surface. It was developed by DRDO. Yes, this is also correct. It cannot be launched from road and rail platforms. This is incorrect. It can be launched from anywhere on the surface, right? Can be launched from road, rail platform, making it easier to be deployed and launched at a quicker pace. So this is about the, now consider the following. See this type of question, the question number 61. Consider the following pairs. So your regions are given and countries are asked. So this is one of the major themes that the UPSC is picking, and they are mentioning the regions and the particular states or countries they are associated. So very important. So Tigray, the Tigray crisis in Ethiopia, where the civil war was going on. So Tigray crisis is very important. Idlib is also in Syria. Donetsk. So this in, if you are noticing the Ukraine-Russia crisis, this is the area that Russia is focusing to take it under them, right? So Donetsk is in Ukraine. So this is incorrect. So this is in Ukraine. And Minsk. Minsk is an area in Belarus. It's in the area in Belarus. So this is incorrect. So the answer is 1 and 2 are correct. Now this quantum key distribution technology, right? Quantum key distribution key technologies, it uses quantum mechanism. Quantum mechanism, right? So it is primarily a mechanism to undertake a secure communication which utilizes a cryptographic protocol involving quantum mechanism, so that there is a secrecy that is maintained in the communication. So quantum mechanism is used. So cryptographic protocol is developed over here. So the communication, if you are making between two stakeholders, it is secured. So that is why this quantum key distribution technology is used. And it was not developed by ISRO but DRDO, right? DRDO, it was developed. So the second statement is right and first statement is wrong. Now regarding this geographic information system energy map of India, very important. It was undertaken by Niti Aayog along with ISRO. Energy map of India, which geographic information system. So by the name only we can understand that it includes both conventional and renewable sources of energy were pinpoint at this on this map, and the attempt is to identify and locate all primary, secondary sources of energy and their transportation, transmission networks. So this was the aim of the geographical information system energy map of India, which was done by Niti Aayog and ISRO. So all these statements are correct over here. So 1, 2, 3 are right. So geospatial energy map of India, recently it was launched. So this is very important. Now let us go to Asiatic wild dog. These are mentioned in the Schedule 2. Schedule 2 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. So this statement is correct over here. It is endemic. So now this statement is very critical. It is endemic to the Western Ghats, it is saying. So it is not endemic to Western Ghats. It is found in Western Ghats, the Eastern Ghats, even in the northern eastern areas they are found. Who? The Asiatic wild dogs. So yes, this statement is incorrect over here. So the answer is only 1 is correct. Now this question is of current affairs. Rivin. Then you have Zaporizhia, Khmelnytsky, right? What these were? This where Russia was trying to take over the nuclear regions of Ukraine, right? Where the nuclear power plants are there. So these are the important places associated with the nuclear power plants in the Ukraine region. Now Shunya campaign, where you will have Shunya carbon emission or pollution, right? Shunya pollution would be there, and so adoption of electric vehicles. So recently Niti Aayog, it has launched the Shunya campaign. Who has launched it? It is launched by Niti Aayog. Why? To promote zero pollution delivery vehicle. Delivery vehicle. Now, Jal Jeevan mission, right? Jal Jeevan mission. What is this? कि सबको अच्छा पानी मिले, पानी मिले, and very nice. So the first statement, in village pipe water supply, infrastructure for tap water connection to every household. Yes, this is the main aim कि हर घर पानी. Technological intervention for treatment to make water potable. Yes, this is also correct. Grey water management, pani after the use of the good water, the fresh water, it becomes the grey water. So management of that grey water is also one of the important aspect of this Jal Jeevan mission. Now, the vultures are given and IUCN conservation status is being asked. So if you look towards Indian vulture, white rumped vulture, you have slender billed vulture. So all these are critically endangered species. So what are these? Critically endangered species, but only second is given as critically endangered. So the answer to is 2 only. Now, Zojila tunnel. Zojila tunnel, it connects the Srinagar area to the Leh area in Kashmir region. So this is, it will connect Baltal and Myanmar. This will connect Baltal and Myanmar. So the distance between this will come down from 40 kilometers to 13 kilometers. Now, this is Pragati. What is Pragati? It's proactive governance and a timely implementation. So this is an ICT developed. It's information and communication technology, right? It's an information and communication technology based multimodal platform involving center and state. Yes, this is correct. The second statement says that it is aimed at addressing the common man's grievances and simultaneously monitoring and reviewing important government programs and projects. So this statement is also correct regarding Pragati. Now, with reference to PM Cares fund, which of the following are correct? Now, the first statement says that it is a public fund controlled by the government of India. So, it is not a public fund. That is, its money cannot be transferred. Its screen is not visible. Yeah, is it visible now? Is it visible now? Yeah, so PM Cares Fund. So it's a public fund controlled by the government of India. Right. So it's not a public fund. It's a trust basically. It's a trust that was created, right? So you cannot take the money out of it and put it into the consolidated fund of India. So yeah, so the Prime Minister, second statement says that he is the ex officio trustee. He is not the trustee, he is the ex officio chairperson of the PM Cares. Now, whosoever gives some kind of donation to the PM Fund Care, he can claim it under the income tax, right? So CSR, it is also qualified. It is also qualified in the 80B. In the 80B. So this only third statement is correct. Yeah. So would qualify for 80G. 80G benefits for 100% exemption under the Income Tax Act of 1961. Now, the Global Innovation Index of 2021, it is by WIPO, that is World Intellectual Property Organization, and it is combining with many other organizations as well. Now, why this question is in news? Because India in the last 2 years have seen a very good rise in the World Innovation Index, which uses some 80 factors or 80 indicators to come to the conclusion of this World Innovation Index ranks. So right from 81 position, India have moved towards some 46th number. So that is why this question or this term was in use. Now this eSanjeevani, which of the following statement is or are correct? Now this eSanjeevani, basically it's a platform where all the patients and the doctors are interacting, where the doctors and doctors are also interacting. Basically it's a telemedicine kind of a thing. So yeah, it addresses the shortage of doctors. Yes, this is why this eSanjeevani is there. And specialist on the ground, we see that the number of doctor per 1,000 people in India is very less as compared to the Western countries. So this is correct. It is developed by CDAC, that is Center for Development of Advanced Computing, that is CDAC. So this is also correct. Now presently only doctor to patient. So this is statement is saying कि doctor to patient ही present है, but it is not that. Doctor to doctor also connections have been possible because of this eSanjeevani, right? So presently this is incorrect, and so the answer is 1 and 2 only. Now collective security treaty organization, why this statement or this term is in news? It is with respect to the Russia and Ukraine issue that is going around, right? So this collective security treaty organization, it was started by Russia. So the first statement, it says that it is led by United States of America, is incorrect, and it states that if one of the state parties is subject to aggression by any other state, then this will be considered as aggression against all the parties to the treaty. So this statement is correct over here. So अगर एक state के against कोई war या कोई there is an aggression, so that will be considered against all the state. So this statement, we find this in NATO also, right? We found in the Warsaw Pact. So what? So Cold War terms, during the Cold Wars and afterwards, the development with respect to the military organizations are very important. You also need to go through the Atlantic Charter. Yeah. Also go through the Atlantic Charter. Now the next question says about National Family Health Survey. National Family Health Survey. None of the states located south of the Tropic of Cancer have reported total fertility rate. What is total fertility rate? It's about the number of child a woman bears in a lifetime. That is the total fertility rate, and it was to be 2.2, right? It was 2.2. So none of the state that it is talking about below the Tropic of Cancer. So this statement is true actually. So it was noted that below the Tropic of Cancer, the total fertility rate is less than 2.2 or at least equal. But if you go to the above the Tropic of Cancer, the states of UP, even Manipur, right? So you have Bihar, that is 3, Meghalaya is 2.9, Manipur is 2.2, Uttar Pradesh is 2.4, and Jharkhand is 2.3. So you see, not a major differences, but yes, in Bihar, Meghalaya, you see major differences is there about Tropic of Cancer. Next part is, which of the following national parks? So which are the following national parks? Campbell Bay National Park, Mahatma Gandhi Marine National Park. This was all very important. This is very much in news. Mahatma Gandhi Marine National Park, Saddle Peak National Park. So all these are in Andaman and Nicobar Island. Andaman and Nicobar Island. Why this was in news? Environment and impact assessment, right? Which we many of the projects which were done in Andaman and Nicobar around this national parks, many of the false reporting was done with respect to the environment and impact assessment, and that is why this national parks in is news. Campbell, Mahatma Gandhi Marine National Park and Saddle Peak National Park. So all are part of that. Swachh Bharat is an easy question. We will directly move towards this. Yeah, Raimona National Park. Where is this? This is in Assam. This is in Assam. Recently seen in news. Why it was in news? Because many of the poachers in Raimona National Park, they surrendered. They surrendered to the government, saying that we will not be doing any kind of a poaching now. And this is in the Bodoland territorial area of the Assam region. Raimona National Park. Yeah. Hase Chitra. Hase Chitra. It's an art which belongs to the state of Karnataka. Yeah, there are many aspects of this Hase Chitra. What is this? This is a unique painting style. Unique painting style, and so this is a painting style in the state of Karnataka. It is done. So different versions are also there of this Hase Chitra. Hase Chitra, different versions are there. So you need to go through all these different aspects also. Kalaraya Pattu. It's a martial art form. It's in the state of Kerala. It's in the state of Kerala. Similarly, Silambam. What is the Silambam? Yes, it's also a martial art form. Yeah, so it's from Tamil Nadu state. So only third statement over here is correctly matched, and rest all are incorrectly matched. So Kalariya Pattu is a martial art from the state of Kerala. So this statement is also incorrect. Now the next question is with reference to national adaptation. क्या है ये? National Adaptation Fund. For which? For climate change. So basically it's an adaptation fund which is given to the states for climate change aspect. Now let us look towards the statement. We have to answer which of the following statements are correct over here. Under National Adaptation Fund for Climate Change, 100% central grant is provided to the state government. Yes, this is correct for climate change. Now NABARD is the implementation agency. This is also correct with respect to National Adaptation Fund for Climate Change. Yeah, now this is about cannabis. Consumption of cannabis is banned in India. We cannot trade the cannabis in India, but if you are making it for the medical purposes, right, is allowed after obtaining necessary permission from the state government. Recently, Madhya Pradesh also, they allowed commercial cultivation of hemp crops, but earlier Uttarakhand became the first state. It is not Madhya Pradesh, but Uttar Pradesh became the first state. In India, the consumption and trade of cannabis is not allowed. This blue shield, question number 83, blue shield, emblem of 1954 Hague Convention, is associated with cultural, basically about cultural conservation of a particular monument, particular art form. So that blue shield is used. So in Ukraine and Russia, they have issued this blue shield over there for protection of cultural property in the event of armed conflict. Now 80, yeah, Gram Ujala is also easy. We will take this terms. The term squid, Stella, Omicron, often mentioned in the news. This are related to, these are cryptocurrency. Though Omicron was given the name to an virus of, right, corona variant virus. Squid is a Netflix series that was named, right? So recently they were in news, the cryptocurrencies were in news in terms of surges of this cryptocurrencies. That is why we have taken the question. National Mission on Cultural Mapping. What do you mean by this? So whatever the cultural related monuments, cities, villages are there, we have to map. So recently a mapping of all the villages which are connected to historical importance, that was done by National Mission on Cultural Mapping. So yeah, so Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts, this has been designated as the implementing agency. So Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts, it is the one which is associated with the implementation of this mapping. And what kind of mapping they are doing? So historical figures, personalities that are associated with Indian freedom struggle, their villages they are taking and they are mapping this, right? So villages will, the connection of independence struggle had been selected as a pilot project. Yes, this is the one. Now, how is the assistance given? So 60-40 assistance is given normally to the states, but whereas in the northern eastern it is 90-10%. So assistance is, so cost is shared. In other parts it is 60-40, and in the northern side, northeast states, they are 90-10. Now, Zogra fetus zongonosis was recently seen in news. It's a butterfly. It's a butterfly species that was named after this zongo, right? Yeah. So zonginosis. So this is the place also, and it was on this place that it was named, this butterfly. LIDAR is also very, very easy. Pulse oximeter is easy. So what is pulse oximeter? This is also easy. So oxygenated hemoglobins, important is oxygenated hemoglobin, and deoxygenated hemoglobin absorbs red and infrared light differently, right? ये जो oxygenated hemoglobin होता है, that absorbs more infrared light and allows more light to pass through with respect to the deoxygenated. Yeah, with respect to the deoxygenated. Now let us move directly to question number 92. Now is it visible? With reference to the Joint Parliamentary Committee. What is the Joint Parliamentary Committee? It's an ad hoc body. Yes, it's an ad hoc body set up for specific object and duration. For example, if you want to have a discussion or have a second thought on a particular bill or something, so this Joint Parliamentary Committee is formed, and it is formed by whom? By the Parliament itself, right? They are not decided by the President, by the Parliament itself. Its recommendations are not binding on the government. Yes, they are not binding on the government. So the answer to this is 1 and 3 are correct. See, every question over here has some or the other context in the current affairs. That is why this question is asked. Now the Unified Payment Interface, UPI. What is this UPI? It's a payment interface. It's a smartphone application that allows user to transfer money between accounts. Now it ensures seamless settlements across accounts. What it uses? It uses IMPS, that is Intermediate Payment Service System, and it uses this Aadhaar enabled payment system. It does not use this NEFT, RTGS, ये नहीं use होते हैं. It is from bank to bank transfer. It does not use UPI. Now octocopter drone, it is very, very useful. Octocopter drone. So this drone, it is kind of a drone only, which was developed by DRDO, right? It was not DRDO, it is right, the National Aerospace Laboratory. So in consonance with a different research organization in India, it is being developed over here, octocopter. So what is this drone useful for? Just give me a minute. Yeah. What is this drone is used for? It is used to carry, you know, the blood. It can carry the blood bag. It can carry food. It can carry medicines. To about 15 kgs of weight it can carry, right? So it's an indigenous medium class beyond visual line of sight multi-copter UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle, developed by the National Aerospace Lab. Yes, it is developed by this, but along with the different research bodies are there who are working for it. It can be used for various applications for last mile delivery. Yes, medicines is being delivered, vaccine, food, postal packets, human organs are even delivered, so that there is a kind of a fast delivery system that we see over here. So this is, both are correct over here. Yeah, with reference to Madan Mohan Malaviya, the freedom, one of the freedom fighters, he was the president of the Indian National Congress session in 1916. So he was not the president of the Indian National Congress in 1916. He was, so who was in 1916? Very important, the Lucknow Congress session. Lucknow Congress session in 1916, where the Lucknow Pact happened. The moderates, extremists, they came together after the split in 1907. So who was the, so it was A.C. Majumdar, Ambika Charan Majumdar. So he was the president of the Indian National Congress during this time. Mr. Madan Mohan Malaviya, he was the president in 1918. In 1917, it was Annie Besant, the first woman to preside the Indian National Congress. Rabindranath Tagore confirmed hit Mahamana, and he was the co-founder of the Seva Samiti Scouting Association. Yes, he was the person who has started this Scouts, Boy Scouts in India. So this is very, very important with respect to Madan Mohan Malaviya. Yeah. Now the rice blast disease, it's a fungal disease. It's a fungal disease, and various methods are used to put away this rice blast disease, right? There are some technical methods, there are some scientific methods, and then there are this burning of straw and stubble after harvesting that controls this rice blast disease also. So both the statements are correct over here. Now, echolocation. What do you mean by echolocation? Question number 97. Which of the following animals uses echolocation? It means to locate an object with the help of your sound. So when the sound hits that particular object, it returns back. So on that basis, you locate the object in the dark, so that you know where the object is and what your obstacle is. So bats, yes, they do locate. Dolphins also use this echolocation to navigate. Then you have seals, then the whales, all these are using this echolocation. The last question we will be taking is the ombudsman with the reference to the RBI's. See, RBI has now integrated ombudsman. Earlier they used to have this ombudsman, the person who resolves this various queries. Earlier they had different ombudsman for direct payment system, the banking system, the non-banking system के लिए अलग-अलग payment system के लिए different ombudsman were there. Now what the issue was going on? The issue was that if I have a certain issue and if I apply to one of the queries which is related to the direct payment system, it will, time was being taken to resolve that system, because they used to, the written answer used to come that this is not under our department. So RBI has come to a conclusion that integrated approach is something that we can solve. So it resolves interbank and intrabank disputes. It is not for that. It is for the customers, right? कि customers के queries जो होते हैं वो resolve करने के लिए. It adopts one nation ombudsman. Yes, by making the RBI ombudsman mechanism jurisdiction neutral. It has done away with the jurisdiction of each ombudsman offices. Yes, this is one thing that it has done. Exiting the prior to its formulation. So the answer to this is 2 and 3 that are correct over here. I hope you have understood all these answers. For the next, I'll request Banki sir to take over from me over here. Thank you.
Hello everybody. Okay, so let's hope the screen is visible. Okay, so I'm Bake Bihari and we will be discussing questions from the beginning. Okay, Rahul sir have already discussed questions from 51 onwards, so I'll be taking up questions from starting. Okay. And these questions are from economic survey and budget. Okay, so mostly economy. Okay, let's see this question. Question number 1: Desh Stack e-portal, which is announced in budget, is most closely related to. Now see, Desh Stack e-portal. If you know full form of Desh Stack, then it's easy, but in exam you won't be given full form. Okay, so it is digital ecosystem for skilling. This full form is digital ecosystem for skilling and livelihood. Okay, digital ecosystem for skilling and livelihood, that is full form of this. But sadly you won't be given this full form in exam, so you won't have this luxury. Desh Stack e-portal is digital skilling ecosystem. Unless you know it, it's very difficult to answer it. Okay, now the skill gap in India. Okay, can you guess what percent of India's workforce is skilled? Okay, what percent of India's workforce is skilled? Is it 5%, 10%? Make a wild guess. Okay, so it's less than 5%. Okay, less than 5% of India's workforce is skilled. So Deshstack e-portal is an online skill development program. Okay, either skilling or upskilling or reskilling. So these things are done by Deshstack e-portal. Means it is intended to do that. So B is the correct answer. Okay, and just to give you a trivia, Shomik, it's a much less. Okay, it's a much less. And compare it with say countries like South Korea. Okay, Google it. See, South Korea, more than 90% of the workforce of South Korea is skilled. So compare that, and that creates the need for portals like this. Okay, question number 2, PM Divine. Okay, again see, at times the name is very misleading. These acronyms are very misleading. PM Divine. So the way these options have been framed: tourism in religious places, religious harmony, ancient past, all these things are misleading you to mark one of these are correct. Okay, because the name is here is divine, but it is not related to divinity as such in this way. So PM Divine is to promote infrastructure and social development projects in Northeast region. Okay, so this is additional information which is not asked in paper, but you should know that it is for Northeast region. PM Divine is a scheme to develop infrastructure in Northeast region. Again, when I say infrastructure, it means both physical infrastructure and social infrastructure. So it's not like only physical infrastructure, only roads and things like that, but also social infrastructure. Okay, what are the examples of social infrastructure? Like say schools, like say hospitals. So those things also. Okay, though it's not asked, again additional information that which the progress of PM Divine will be managed by which institution? Okay, it's Northeast Council. We have a Northeast Council, right? So Northeast Council, this PM Divine scheme is under Northeast Council. Okay, who heads Northeast Council and how often it is reconstituted? Okay, so these things you should know. Okay. Now let's see question number 3. Which of the following given below is correct about alternate minimum tax? Okay, how many? Maybe I guess so at least some of you would have confused between alternate minimum tax and minimum alternate tax. Okay, so what is minimum alternate tax? Anybody have any idea about what is minimum alternate tax, Matt? So MAT is to bring into the tax net those companies, those corporates who do not have to pay tax because of provisions like because of tax breaks given by the government. The government gives some incentives to the corporates so that they will invest in India. By using those provisions, even though these companies are profitable, but they are not paying tax because they are outside the formal tax structure. Okay, so that is MAT, minimum alternate tax, that is for corporates. Alternate minimum tax is for non-corporate. Okay, so you don't have to be confused. To non-corporate taxpayers only, not to corporate taxpayers. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, so MAT is to bring into tax net zero tax companies. MAT, not alternate minimum tax, not this one. Okay, minimum alternate tax, MAT. So this is very confusing. You have to be very careful whenever you are reading this. Okay, so MAT is to bring into tax net these zero tax companies. Again, be very careful. One more trap UPSC may set, that this MAT and this MAT, when these companies are not paying tax, it's not because they are evading tax. Okay, so this is not a case of tax evasion. Be very careful. This is not a case of tax evasion. They are not paying tax just because they are taking benefits of government's incentives. Okay, so this is not a case of tax evasion. Be very careful. Okay, question number 4. Consider the following statement about NABFID, okay, National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development. Okay, now why the need of this? You know that in India there is scarcity of long-term financing for infrastructure. Good morning, Manisha. So there is this scarcity of long-term financing for infrastructure projects, and that is one of the reasons for low level of infrastructure development in India. Now, to address this situation, government have planned National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development. Okay, let's see options. It will fund infrastructure project located entirely or partly in India. Now, this is the operating part of the statement. Here you can get confused. Okay. Hello Radhika. Hello. So this statement, entirely or partly in India. Okay, you may be tempted to believe that since it is an Indian institution, Indian bank, it will lend only to those companies which will invest only in India. But sadly, this is not the case. Not sadly, rightly, this is not the case. Okay, so even if the project is in India or partly in India, it will invest. So one is correct. Okay, if you say one is correct, then two goes. Okay, now let's say. Okay, B, it may raise money in the form of loan both in Indian rupee and foreign currency. Now this is again in this statement, this part is the operating statement. Okay, you have to make decision here, Indian rupee and foreign currency. Why not? Okay, here we are having a agency to fund long term infrastructure projects. So हम तो दोनों हाथ से स्वागत करेंगे पैसा जिसका भी आए. Okay, be it money coming in Indian currency or be it money coming in foreign currency. Okay, there is no restriction. We want money, be it in whatever currency. So two, you could have guessed that this is right. Okay, by applying the logic, you could have guessed that this is right. Okay, and these kind of logic helps a lot when you are attempting actual exam. Okay, so you have to be very careful. You have to keep your mind open. Okay, so that you can apply these logics. Okay, so 2 is correct. So and the moment 2 is correct, you know that A do not stand a chance. Now you have to. Okay, so comes to 3. Share of NABFID can be held by individual investors. No, these big banks, individual investors are not allowed to hold shares. Who all are allowed to hold shares? All big guys. When I say all big guys, then I mean big guys like central government, these big guys, okay, banks, pension funds, sovereign wealth funds, they can have a stake in this bank, newly developed bank, but not individuals. You and I cannot have this. Okay, so well, you can say that this is injustice, but this is how it is. Okay, you are not allowed. Okay, so the answer is all of the above. Okay, no. Okay, no. Okay, not all of the above. You cannot invest. So 1 and 2 only is the correct answer. Okay, now let's say question number 5. Okay, which of the following organizations have developed train collision avoidance system? Now this is very factual question. Okay, it's very difficult for you to guess unless you know it. Okay, in case you want to take a guess, you all can take a guess. Train collision avoidance system have been developed by which organization? But this is a very factual question. Unless this is very factual question, unless you know that Research, Design and Standard Organization works under Ministry of Railways. Okay, so this organization works under Ministry of Railway. Okay, but this is not such a famous organization. This organization do not remain in news every now and then, so it's very difficult. Okay, unless you know it, it's a very difficult question. Means you might have been tempted to mark A as correct or C as correct. No, but answer is B, Research, Design and Standard Organization, which is a research organization within Ministry of Railways. Okay, so that was question number 5. Let's see this. Okay, with reference to Ken-Betwa interlinking project. Okay, let me hide the answer so that, okay, with reference to Ken-Betwa interlinking project, it's difficult to hide it and read it simultaneously. Which of the following statements are correct? It envisages transferring of water from Madhya Pradesh to Uttar Pradesh. Okay, Ken-Betwa interlinking project, which river is water surplus? What? Any of you would like to contribute here? Water is being transferred from Ken to Betwa or Betwa to Ken. Okay. Hope it is better visible now. Okay, Manisha, hope it is better visible now. Okay. In case you are still facing a problem, let me know. I'll adjust it again. Okay. So with reference to Ken-Betwa interlinking project. So water is being transferred from Ken to Betwa. Okay, or Betwa to Ken. Okay. So what is being transferred from Ken to Betwa? Hello, Kirti. Yes, you are right. So, so Ken-Betwa interlinking project. It's. So here we have Betwa river and here we have Ken river. Okay, so this is Ken and this is Betwa river, and water transfers from Ken to Betwa. Now, okay. Now Ken river flows through Madhya Pradesh. So this place is Madhya Pradesh, and this place where water goes is Uttar Pradesh. Okay. So water flows from Ken to Betwa. That is, water flows from Madhya Pradesh to Uttar Pradesh. So this was an indirectly asked question. Hello, good morning, Kirti. Good afternoon, Kirti. So this was indirectly asked question. Okay. The question was not asking Ken to Betwa, it was asking Madhya Pradesh to Uttar Pradesh. So one is correct. Okay. Now both the rivers are tributaries of Yamuna. Which river is this? This river from which both Ken and Betwa is originating. This is Yamuna river. So both Ken and Betwa are tributaries of Yamuna. So that is correct. Now it will involve submergence of the area under Kanha Tiger Reserve. Now this place is which tiger reserve? Tiger reserve near Ken river. Is it Kanha or is it something else? Anybody have anything to add? Which tiger reserve is here on Ken river? Okay, Ken river flows through which tiger reserve? Okay, so here we have Panna tiger reserve. Okay, so it involves submergence of the area under Panna tiger reserve. Okay, this have been in news consistently, but since the Ken-Betwa interlinking project was mentioned in this year's budget, it was asked. Okay, so it's a Panna tiger reserve. Okay, though Kanha tiger reserve is also in Madhya Pradesh only. Yes, right. Yes. Panna is right. Right, Radhika, Shomik, right. And Kanha tiger reserve is in which state? Anybody would like to add? This Kanha tiger reserve is in which state? Okay, so Kanha tiger reserve is also in Madhya Pradesh only, but it is on bit south. Okay, it's Kanha tiger reserve is bit south of this. So answer is 1 and 2 only. 3 is incorrect statement, right? Now, okay, which of the following are correctly matched? Again, if you do not know about these schemes, it's again it becomes very difficult. Hello Ashish. Yes, right. You are right. Yes, right. Now tell me, eShram portal. Okay, eShram portal. Now eShram portal was in news consistently. Okay, eShram portal was in news during COVID and also after lockdown when this was created. Okay, so eShram portal is related to creation of centralized database of all unorganized workers. So eShram portal, link it with all unorganized workers. Okay, so during the lockdown, all the workers were going back. Then court and civil society was asking government about the data, and government had no data. That's why eShram portal came into being to link to create a centralized database of all unorganized sector, so that from now onwards we can track. Okay. Another additional information is they have to link their Aadhaar also, so that benefits can be given on time and they can be tracked on time. So 1 though is correct. Okay, eShram portal 1 is correct. If 1 is correct, then B and C cannot be your answer. It's either 1 only or 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now Asim. Now Asim and Udyam, it becomes very difficult if you do not know. Again, frankly, it's because the name is giving you no clue. Okay, and Udyam is for registration of MSMEs. Okay, Udyam portal is for registration of MSMEs. Whenever if you want to found a new MSME, then you will have to register it here. So Udyam portal is registration of MSME, and ASEEM, ASEEM, here it's A stands for Atmanirbhar. Okay, this so you could have guessed. Okay, Atmanirbhar is there in news everywhere. So A is Atmanirbhar and SEEM. Okay, so S is skilled employee matching. Okay, so ASEEM is Atmanirbhar, a skilled employee matching system. Okay, now you know that in India, employers are complaining that they are not getting enough skilled worker. Okay, that's problem of employers. Okay, what is the problem of employees? Skilled employees are saying that even though we are skilled, but still we are not getting job. Okay, so to address this problem, there got to be some database where both employers and employees are there and they can be mapped to each other, and that was the purpose of ASEEM. Okay, but the short term, this acronym says nothing. Okay, that makes your life a bit difficult. So ASEEM is this. So answer is one only. Okay, ASEEM is matched to supply of a skilled worker, and Udyam is this. Now go back and search. ASEEM is related to which ministry? Okay, so go back and search this. Okay, now let's see question number 8. Which of the following statements are correct about raising and accelerating MSME performance program? Now your life have been made easy. In this question, your life have been made easy because here full form is given. Okay, in earlier questions, full form was not given. Here full form is given. If full form is given here, that means question will be more difficult because the facts asked will be more tricky. Okay, it will be more factual. So correct about raising and accelerating MSME performance program. Now let's first consider statement number 3. It addresses the liquidity crunch issue of MSME. Okay, now it's a very innocent statement. Statement number 3. There appears to be nothing wrong with that. Okay, so because it says that raising and accelerating MSME performance, if a program want to accelerate MSME performance, then this appears to be correct statement, that liquidity crunch issue it will address. Okay, so 3 though correct, but if 3 is correct, then you are able to eliminate only A. Okay, your life is easy but not that easy. You still have to make a decision between B, C and D. Okay, now let's say, okay, now it is a central government scheme in partnership with the Asian Development Bank. Okay, now this is a very specific fact which is being asked. Say, one though it is central government scheme, this may be you can guess that. Okay, but in partnership with the Asian Development Bank, it's very difficult to say whether it is correct or incorrect unless you know this. Okay, so as it happens, it is in partnership with World Bank. Okay, it is in partnership with World Bank, not Asian Development Bank. Okay, so one is incorrect. Okay, it was launched on the recommendation of Arvind Subramaniam Committee. No, again no, it was not recommended. It was not launched on the basis of recommendation of Arvind Subramaniam Committee. Okay, so it was launched on the recommendation of UK Sinha Committee report, not Arvind Subramaniam Committee. Now go and Google. Arvind Subramaniam Committee report was related to which sector? Okay, so this is the way in which you learn more from attempting tests. So go and Google, or you let me know here in chat that Arvind Subramaniam Committee report was related to which sector. Okay, I will give you one hint that it is related something to our agriculture. Okay, now let me know in chat. Arvind Subramaniam Committee report is related to which sector? Okay, now which of the following is our part of PM e-Vidya program? Okay, I would like to go back to one question. I remember just one interesting fact which I missed telling. Here, eSum portal. We are back to question number 7. I missed telling you about one interesting fact. Here, eSum portal creation of centralized database of all unorganized workers. Only those workers who are not registered either on ESIC, or NPS. If a worker is getting benefits either of ESIC or NPS, then they are not eligible here. Okay, so this is an interesting piece of information. UPSC may ask you this information. Okay, they may not ask directly this, but they may say that a person who is getting benefits of ESIC may get registered on eShram portal. That will be incorrect. Okay. Right, Somek, Manisha, right. So you can see that there are so many things in which Mr. Subramaniam has his hand. So you have to remember this, and using this information now you can eliminate it if they will ask this question again. Okay, let's come to PM e-Vidya program. Now PM e-Vidya program, again this program was discussed in this year's budget. Which of the following is our part of PM e-Vidya program? Okay, Swayam Prabha TV channel. Now PM e-Vidya program, what it was for? It was related to Vidya. This says it is related to education. So this is the no-brainer that this is related to education. But the game do not ends here. Okay, so if it is related to Vidya at which level? School ka hai? Is it school or is it college? Okay, or is it related to research? Okay, it should not be related to research. Research do not mean Vidya. It's a different thing. But this is PM e-Vidya program is related to school education. Okay. So this is the first piece of information you should know, that this is not related to higher education, not related to college education, it's related to school education. Now Swayam Prabha TV channel, yes, this is right. This program provides for Swayam Prabha TV channel where the courses are beamed live on TV channels and you can go and watch it. Okay, so that even those students who do not have internet access, no need of internet access, right? So even those students who are living in far-flung areas where internet access is not yet readily available, they can also watch programs, literary programs on Swayam Prabha TV channel. Okay, so this is one piece of information. It do not need internet access. And second piece of information, additional information, which I would like to share is Swayam Prabha TV channel. This makes use of GSAT 15. Okay, so Swayam Prabha TV channel makes use of GSAT 15 to beam its programs. So this is very important. You have to remember this. Okay, this question do not ask this fact, but maybe some other time, or maybe UPSC will ask. Okay, so one to correct. Okay, second, QR code energized books. Nowadays, whenever you see QR code, government is taking, whenever there is a statement that government is taking help of QR code to disseminate any information, then mostly that information got to be correct. Okay, you can see QR code everywhere. So this is the correct QR code energized books. So there are QR code, you can just scan it and you can read the book. So 1 and 2 though is correct. Okay, so this is QR code energized books. This is called Disha. There is a name for this program. It's called Disha program. Okay, online coaching for competitive exam. Now this was a bit counterintuitive. Government providing online coaching for competitive exam. Online coaching means the government is after coaching institutes because it want to focus on school education. But here government also recognizes that school education is not enough to crack competitive examinations. So in PM Vidya program, government is also providing online coaching for competitive exams. So 1, 2 and 3 is correct statement. Correct. Okay. So yeah, here in this question, statement number 3 was tricky. Okay, question 10. With reference to Vibrant Village program, consider the following statement. Now see here, Vibrant Village program, it says that it is something related to village and it is something related to make village vibrant. Okay, that is all right. Okay, that it is related to Vibrant Village program. But it will be statement 1. It will be launched to improve infrastructure in villages along India's border with China. This is very, very specific question. Okay, this statement is very, very specific. That vibrant village program is related to India's to improve infrastructure in villages along India's border with China. Now this is right, okay, because China is also developing model villages across its a border which is touching India. Okay, so in Tibet, China is developing model villages. Okay, so to counter that, India is developing these infrastructures in villages which is which is bordering China. Okay, so in states like Uttarakhand or in states like Arunachal Pradesh, India is developing infrastructure. Okay, but this was very specific. Okay, so this is one is correct. Okay, now let's see, under this program, direct access of Doordarshan and education related channels will be provided. This is very, means you can guess this, that this is correct. Okay, there is nothing wrong with this. Government all the time to promote village development, government will do this anywhere, direct access of Doordarshan and education related channels. Okay, which year I am not exactly sure about the year, but it must be recent year, it must be 2-3 years. Okay, because China have been developing this recently, so it must be a recent year program, but right now I'm not sure about the year, Radhika. Okay, so yeah, later on I may Google it, so you can also Google it here, but right now I'm not sure about the year, but it must be a recent program. Okay, which of the following statements are correct regarding Mission Poshan 2.0? Okay, Mission Poshan 2.0. Now you know, if you have read about Mission Poshan, then you know that Mission Poshan. Okay, so Mission Poshan is an umbrella scheme, and it includes, earlier we had ICTS. Okay, so now Mission Poshan includes all these things: Anganwadi, plus adolescent girls, nutrition for adolescent girls, national crèche scheme, plus Poshan Abhiyan. That was ICDS. So Mission Poshan 2.0 includes all these things. Okay, if you know this fact, then you will be able to mark all these things are correct. One, it seeks to address the challenges of malnutrition in children and adolescents. It's the moment you know that Mission Poshan, the moment you know that Poshan is something related to nutrition, then a statement 1 you can mark it correct. Right, Soumik. Now Poshan scheme is different from right. Okay, it seems to address the challenge of nutrition in this. Okay, it's related to nutrition. One is right. It aims to optimize the quality and delivery of food. There is nothing wrong. It's a very innocent statement. Okay, related to supplementary nutrition program. When we say supplementary nutrition program, we are talking about Anganwadi and adolescent girls scheme. Okay, so that's right. Poshan 2 brings together a scheme for adolescent girls and national crèche system. Okay, so this also is correct. Okay, so this was one of the most easy questions if you only have heard about Poshan 2.0. Okay, Soumik. Okay, let me know exactly what's the difference between Poshan scheme and Poshan Abhiyan. Okay, so Poshan Abhiyan may be a wider thing. Okay, Poshan scheme may be more specific. So share here. Okay, feel free to share here what's the exact difference between these things. Let's discussion happen in chat. Okay, so yeah, Soumik. Okay, now question here, with reference to Union government's Mission Shakti, for which budget allocation have been increased, consider the following statements. The first thing to be careful of here in this question, Mission Shakti. Okay, Mission Shakti. Okay, right. Okay, so Mission Shakti, you know there was one more Mission Shakti. Okay, anti-satellite test which India conducted. Do you remember? anti-satellite test conducted by India, that the name of that was also Mission Shakti. So this question is not about that anti-satellite test. How you can say that it is not about that? By this statement, in which budget allocation have been increased. So budget allocation have not been increased for that anti-satellite test. So this is related to Mission Shakti, which is related to women. Okay. Now, one, it envisages unified citizen-centric life cycle support for women. Okay. So it's a life cycle support extended to women. So one is correct statement. Mission Shakti is about that. Okay. To provide life cycle support to a woman. Okay. Now, and it is under Ministry of Women and Child Development. Rarely, very rarely in UPSC asks a question related to ministry and it is correct. Okay, you can go back and analyze previous year questions and you will find that more than 90% of time whenever UPSC is giving ministry as an option, it is incorrect. Okay, but as happened here in this question. Okay, so Mission Shakti is indeed under Ministry of Women and Child Development. So here 2 is also correct, 1 and 2. Now one additional piece of information now here, that now most of the major initiatives of Ministry of Women and Child Development have been classified under the 3 umbrella schemes. Okay, so major initiatives of Ministry of Women and Child classified under the three umbrella schemes. And what are those 3 umbrella schemes? One to here, it is Mission Shakti. Okay. What are other 2? There is one Mission Vatsalya. Mission was okay. And one more. What's third scheme? We just had a question on this. So Poshan 2.0. Okay. So all these are umbrella schemes under Ministry of Women and Child Development. Okay. Arrange following sources in decreasing order of their revenue generation according to budget. Okay. So this question though, this is very factual. Unless you know it, it's very difficult to answer this question. Okay. So we'll skip this question. Borrowing and liabilities are often the number 1. So this got to be on number 1. The moment we say that borrowing and liability is highest, we will arrive here. Okay, and then number 1 is GST. Okay, so it got to be 3, 1, and then 2 and 4. Okay, Union Excise Duty Vigilance. Okay, this was very factual question. We will not get into detail of this question. Okay, now this is very easy question. One of most easiest question here. Which of the following statements are taken by the government to boost the export? Okay, to boost the export, what government will do? Government will give incentives. Okay, imposition of duties and taxes on exported project. Okay, if government will impose duty on exported products, what will happen? Our exports will become more costly, it will lose its competitiveness. So 1 to incorrect. 1 is easily incorrect, and the moment you say that 1 is incorrect, you will have to choose between 2, 3 and 2, 3, 4. That means you will have to make a decision on 4. Okay, you don't have to even look at option 2 and 3, because option 2 and 3 must be correct. Okay, so all you have to do is you have to make a decision here, that whether infusion of capital in Exim Bank will help increase India's export. Okay, then for that you should know that what is the how Exim Bank works, what is the work of Exim Bank. Okay, so what Exim Bank does is Exim Bank gives loan to or line of credit. Exim Bank gives line of credit to foreign governments. Okay, so that they can then export from India and pay. Okay, so here we have Exim Bank, and let's say here we have foreign government, let's say Bangladesh. Here we have India. let's say Bangladesh want to import some things from India, but Bangladesh do not have enough money. What Exim Bank will do? Exim Bank will provide loan to Bangladesh government, okay, so that Bangladesh government can pay India using that, okay. So if Exim Bank will give loan to Bangladesh, then it will boost India's export, right? So any infusion of capital in Exim Bank, and if Exim Bank will have more money, only then it can give loan to foreign countries. So infusion of capital in Exim Bank will indeed lead to boost in India's export. So 4 is correct, and here B 2, 3, 4 is answer. Okay. Again, the lesson from this question was, even though you do not know anything about 2 and 3, you can arrive at the answer. Okay. So you have to think about each option very carefully. Okay. Let's say question number 15. Okay. With reference to Energy Credit Line Guarantee Scheme, consider the following statement. Now, emergency credit line guarantee scheme, this was extended by the government during credit when there was distress all around caused by COVID and resultant lockdown. Then government extended this line of this credit to many sectors, including MSME. Okay, emergency line credit guarantee scheme extended credit support to many sectors, including MSME. Be very careful. Including MSME, not only MSME. Okay, so this was about emergency line credit scheme. Okay, roughly. Now statement number 1. As per this scheme, 100% guarantee coverage is to be provided by National Credit Guarantee Trust Company Limited. Now this question, if you see 100%, and if you have read, if you have heard somewhere that mostly extreme statements are incorrect. If you see previous year UPSC papers, mostly extreme statements are incorrect. But here, this statement is correct, that NCGTC do provide 100% guarantee coverage. Okay, that means this is counterintuitive statement, but still it is correct. Again, the same lesson which I repeat time and again, that whenever while reading or revising, whenever you see a statement which you think is incorrect, but actually it is correct, then you should make note of it. Okay, because that will help you in exam if UPSC will ask that. So 100% guarantee coverage is indeed provided by National Credit Guarantee Trust. Okay, so 1 to correct. If 1 is correct, then this cannot be the answer, this cannot be. Okay, second, it is under the operational domain of Reserve Bank of India. Now, Reserve Bank of India normally do not get involved into these things directly. Reserve Bank of India, the work of Reserve Bank of India is that of mainly of regulator. Okay, so this is not under operational domain of Reserve Bank of India. Rather, it is under the operational domain of Ministry of Finance. Okay, so 2 incorrect, 1 only is the right answer. Okay, one additional information related to National Credit Guarantee Trust Company Limited. Now this NCGTC, this is wholly owned by Government of India. Okay, this NCGTC is wholly owned by Government of India. Okay, so again UPSC may ask this statement itself. Okay, they may ask question on National Credit Guarantee Trust Company Limited. In fact, 2 or 3 years before, UPSC was in habit of asking questions like this. Now in 2-3 years UPSC have not been touching it, but you cannot trust UPSC with this. They can go back again to their old game. Okay, so you should know that NCGTC is wholly owned company of Government of India. That's one thing. And second is, it is a private limited. Okay, it is a private limited company. Okay, this piece of information is not that important that it is a private limited company, but it is a wholly owned by Government of India. So this is correct. Okay, now let's see question number 16. With reference to the PM Gati Shakti scheme, consider the following statement. Now, PM Gati Shakti scheme, this is one scheme which have been used which have been in use so much that it is difficult to miss this. Okay, but still, if you haven't read deeply about this, you will be confused what it is. What it is actually, PM Gati Shakti scheme, it is a digital platform. Okay, Gati Shakti scheme is a digital platform. That's one thing. and then it helps ministries. It helps there are around 16 ministries. It helps various ministries to get involved into integrated planning. Okay, earlier ministries used to plan in silos, that separate ministries are having their own plan and they are not interacting. So PM Gati Shakti scheme will provide them a digital platform, and so that they can all come together and have an integrated planning and then integrated coordination also. Coordination while implementation. All this integrate at integrated level will help in seamless execution of the project. Okay, so it will incentivize factories. Okay, so with this information, with this background information about PM Gati Shakti scheme, let's see statement number 1. It will incentivize factories to develop high-speed trains in India. Okay, it is not related. Okay, it is not to incentivize anybody to do anything. Okay, it is for better planning and coordination. Okay, another piece of information about Gati Shakti scheme is, as you can see from the word Gati Shakti, that it is related to connectivity infrastructure. Okay, so Gati Shakti scheme is related to connectivity infrastructure. This though you can see from name itself. Okay, so 1 incorrect. Incentivize factories to develop high-speed trains. It's not related to, it's not in its domain to incentivize factories. So 1 is incorrect. If you know just this, you will arrive at the answer. Okay, so it's that. Okay, it's easy thing. Okay, if you just know that what is the how PM Gati Shakti intends to boost infrastructure growth, then you will get it right. Okay, Department of Promotion of Industries and Internal Trade will monitor the progress of key projects in real time. This is right. Now tell me, will somebody tell me DPIIT, it is under which ministry? DPIIT is under which ministry? Shamik or anybody else would like to add that DPIIT is under which ministry? Now statement number 3, it will incorporate the infrastructure schemes like Bharatmala, Sagarmala, Udan. Again, if you know that Gati Shakti means, Gati Shakti scheme is related to infrastructure, development of infrastructure related to connectivity, then you can say that Bharatmala, Sagarmala and Udan, all 3 are related to promoting connectivity, right? So 3 got to be correct. Okay, because these are related to connectivity. Okay, so 2 and 3 are correct. Okay, with reference to carbon capture and utilization of a storage technology, consider the following statement. Now, this was one of the most economic affairs. We are talking about ministry. DPIIT, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. DPIIT is under which ministry? Right. Ministry of Commerce and Industries. With reference to carbon capture and utilization of a storage technology, consider the following statement. Okay, first statement. Carbon capture, though you know. Okay, so you know that greenhouse effect. You know that there are lots of carbon in the atmosphere, because of which there is greenhouse effect. Okay, because of which is leading to climate change. Okay, so one of the solutions prescribed is to capture these carbon and make use of it if it is possible. Now statement 1, carbon capture, CO2 capture using this technology is converted into fuel, refrigerant and building materials. Mostly, you know, this got to be correct. Okay, this is application based statement, that if there is a mechanism to capture the carbon, then after capturing carbon, what it can be converted into these things. Okay, so if it's an application based statement, mostly it got to be correct. Okay, so 1 is correct. You can see in UPSC exam, actual prelims, again more than 90% of time, whenever there is a application based question, the statement is mostly correct. Okay, unless you know that it is not application of this, unless you are sure, 100% sure that the given application is not right, then mark it as correct. Okay, 1. It can play a significant role in meeting net zero target, including as one of the easiest question, easiest statement. Okay, so if something will capture carbon and convert it into something else, then it will play a significant role in meeting net zero target. Okay, this though you can guess easily. So this was an easy question. Both 1 and 2, this was an easy question. Okay, question number 18. Consider the following statement regarding the SWIFT system. Now, why SWIFT system was in news recently? Okay, so recently SWIFT system was in use because of Russia-Ukraine crisis. Okay, and the resultant economic sanction on Russia. So SWIFT system recently was in news because of Mr. Putin. Okay, and a few years back SWIFT system was also in news, and at that time SWIFT system was in news because of Mr. Nirav Modi and his doings at which bank? Punjab National Bank. Okay, so PNB scam and Nirav Modi that had brought SWIFT system in news a few years back. Now it is in news because of Russia-Ukraine crisis. Now let's see this. And what is SWIFT system? SWIFT system is a messaging system. Okay, Nirav Modi, right. So now SWIFT system is a messaging system for international transfer of money. Okay, this is not a bank itself. This is not a transaction mechanism itself. Okay, this is just a messaging system. Okay, where the financial institutions can interact among themselves and be confirmed that money have been securely transferred. Okay, that's the thing. 1. It is a secure platform for financial institutions to exchange information about global monetary transactions. 1 is correct. Okay. 2. It is overseen by the central banks from 11 industrial countries, including India, Canada, France, Germany, and Italy. Now, whether statement 2 is correct or not. That SWIFT, see, India is member of SWIFT. There is no doubt about that. India is member of SWIFT. That's how Nirav Modi came into the picture. Okay, so India is member of SWIFT. But this statement number 2 is not asking about the membership of SWIFT. It is asking about it is overseen by the which countries oversee it. So it is overseen by central banks from 11 industrial countries, including India. Suppose you do not know whether India is part of that elite group which oversees SWIFT. Suppose you do not know, but still you can see that it's saying that central banks from 11 industrial country. Now, is India a fully industrial country? Okay, we know that India is not yet a fully industrialized country. Okay, so this got to be a incorrect statement. India still have to go a long way to call itself a fully industrial country. Okay, so 2 is incorrect. So we could have either solved it logically, or if you know that India is not part of group of countries which oversee it, then okay. So 1 only is the correct answer. Now, which of the following are the non-tariff barriers of trade? Okay, what's the difference between tariff barrier and non-tariff barrier? Tariff barrier means the barrier is created in terms of barrier is created by increasing tax, okay, or duty. In tariff barrier is created by increasing tax or duty. Okay, that's the right. So that is tariff barrier. Okay, non-tariff barrier, here barrier is sought to be created by anything which is other than this, other than tariff barriers. Okay, now let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Choose on which option we should focus first. Anti-dumping duty. Anti-dumping duty, is it a tariff barrier or non-tariff barrier? It's clearly a tariff barrier because additional duty is imposed on products which is being dumped by other countries. So 3 though incorrect. 3 is not non-tariff barrier. 3 is a tariff barrier. If 3 is a tariff barrier, you can eliminate 3. Okay, gone. Now, but still you have to choose. You have to make a decision on 2 because 1, 4, 5 is common between A and C. So you have to make a decision on 2. Now, import deposits. Now this is tricky thing. Okay, import deposit. There are two kind of barriers. Similarly named import deposit and another is import duty. Be very careful. Import deposit is not same as import duty. Okay, import duty is a tariff barrier. The word duty is here, which is telling you that there is an additional tax being imposed. So import duty is a tariff barrier, but import deposit is part of non-tariff barrier. Okay, so 2 should be included. That means C is correct. Okay, so 1, 2, 4 and 5. Okay, import deposit is part of non-tariff barrier. Okay, and how import deposit works? Okay, in case you'd like to Google, you can Google it. In case you want me to explain here how import deposit works, then let me know in chat. I will explain import deposit, but it may take again 2-3 minutes of extra time. Okay, that's why I'm skipping here. In case you want me to explain what import deposit is, let me know. Okay, question number 20. Which of the following are the applications of Kisan Drone? Okay, see, applications of Kisan Drone, again, as I told you that unless you know that this is not the application, then mark it as correct. Okay, if you are sure that given option is not an application of the technology, then तो okay, फिर तो मानने का कोई सवाल ही नहीं है. अगर आपको पता है, अगर आपको 100% पता है कि ये एप्लीकेशन नहीं है, फिर ठीक है. बट अगर आप कंफ्यूज्ड, if you are not sure, if you are in 2 minds, then my suggestion is again this is a hack. Okay, this is nothing 100%. Okay, this is a hack that most of the time, whenever there is a question related to application, all of the above is the answer. Okay, but again, let me warn you again that this is just a hack. Okay, this is not 100% thing. Which of the following are applications of Kisan Drone? Cross assessment. Yes, drones are flying over the field and they are assessing crop. Digitization of land record. Okay, Shwamita scheme we will be looking at here. So it also makes use of this Kisan Drone. Carry vegetables, fruits and fish to the market from the farm. Okay, whenever there is a flood in Chennai or some other big cities, you are always reading that essentials are being delivered, particularly medicines and even vaccines this time have been delivered using drone. Okay, so 3 to correct. Spray insecticides and nutrients. Okay, so this is also correct. Okay, so this was the very easy question. You could have just marked 1, 2, 3 and 4 as correct. Okay, this was easy question. Okay, with reference to e-Rupee, consider the following statements. Okay, now what is e-Rupee and how it works? Okay, so e-Rupee is it's a kind of digital voucher. Okay, e-Rupee is kind of digital voucher which can be sent to the beneficiary in the form of either SMS or QR code. Okay, so how it works is, it is like, suppose there is a government or any other organization which is authorized. Here is Mr. A, who is beneficiary. Okay, and here is service provider. Let's say a hospital. Okay, and let's say government want to give Mr. A some money for his treatment in this hospital. Okay, but at the same time government also want to make sure that Mr. A will indeed make use of that money for healthcare expenses in this hospital only. So in that case, what government will do? Government will use e-Rupee system and will send SMS or QR code to Mr. A's mobile. Okay, and Mr. A can show it to hospital who accepts this, and that way transaction will be done. Okay, so this is e-Rupee thing works via SMS and QR code only. An interesting thing about e-Rupee is you do not need internet connectivity. To use e-Rupee, you do not need internet connectivity, one thing, and to use e-Rupee, you also do not need to have a bank account. Okay, so neither you need internet connectivity nor you need a bank account. All you need is a simple mobile phone. Okay, you don't even need a smartphone, just a simple mobile phone where you can receive QR code or SMS. That will be enough. So one statement one, e-Rupee has a QR code or SMS string based e-voucher which is delivered to the mobile phone of beneficiaries. So one to is correct. Okay, it is developed by NPCI. Yes, right. Okay, anything like this is mostly developed by NPCI. Okay, whenever NPCI is not in the option, then you should be careful. If NPCI is in the option in anything like this, then it is correct mostly. Okay, who among the following can invest in IPO in India? Okay, so the moment you see statement option 4, any person who is earning and attained 14 years of age. 14 years of age, 14 साल के बच्चे को तो हमारे यहाँ बच्चा ही समझा जाता है. There is nothing like that. Okay. No, a statement is not that it is developed by NPCI only. Okay, it is developed by NPCI in collaboration with Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. In fact, no, it is developed by NPCI in collaboration with Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Okay, so this is an interesting part. This in fact is an interesting part, because normally Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, normally you will not be able to guess that Ministry of Health and Family Welfare is associated with something like e-Rupee, but it is. Okay, so let's have a look at explanation. It is developed by NPCI in collaboration with Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and National Health Authority. Okay, so be very careful. Okay, Swamik, hope you are clear here. Okay. Okay, so who can invest in IPO? 14 साल के बच्चे को हमारे यहाँ बच्चा ही समझा जाता है. Though they also have rights, but they are not allowed to invest unless they are 18. Once they are 18, then they can invest. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3 got to be the correct answer. Okay. Okay, question 23. With reference to Swamitava scheme, consider the following. Again, we are just talking about Swamitava scheme. Swamitava scheme is related to what? Okay, Swamitava scheme is related to measurement and mapping of land parcels in rural areas. Okay, that is the important thing. Okay, one, you have to remember few things about Swamitava scheme. This is related to mapping of land parcels where in a rural area. And what will be the advantage of that exercise, mapping of land parcels in rural area? One, it will specify property rights. Okay, so if property rights are specified, then the related disputes will go. Okay, so one to. Okay, so that's that. Now let's see statement. The scheme is collaborative effort of Ministry of Rural Development, State Panchayati Raj Department. Okay. Rural development, here we have a catch. Okay, so Ministry of Rural Development is incorrect. Okay, so one to is incorrect. One is incorrect. Why? Because of Ministry of Rural Development. Okay, all these things are correct. State Panchayati Raj Department, State Rural Revenue Department, Survey of India, all these things are correct, but Ministry of Rural Development is incorrect. Yes, Somit, yes, you are right. So one to incorrect. Okay, now either two only or neither. A scheme will help in streamlining planning, revenue correction in rural and urban areas. Statement number 2. Statement number 2, trap is here. Rural and urban area. Trap is here. Urban. Trap is here in form of urban. Okay. So Swamitava scheme is Swamitva scheme is related to urban area only. Sorry, rural area only, not related to urban area. Okay. So 2 statement is correct. Answer should be neither 1 nor 2. Okay. Okay. Ukraine shares its land border with which of the following seas? You must have seen map of Ukraine so many times, okay, in news or you might have Googled. Let me know. Ukraine shares its land border with which of the following? Now, if you remember Ukraine and its location in the world map, then it's like if this is Ukraine, okay. So if this landmass is Ukraine, then we have Black Sea here. Okay, pardon me for my poor drawing skills. If this is Ukraine, then here we have Black Sea, Sea of Azov. Here we have Sea of Azov. Okay, and Sea of Azov is connected connected to Black Sea. That's there. Aegean Sea. Okay, Aegean Sea is somewhere here. Okay, Aegean Sea is much south. Aegean Sea is somewhere here, and Aegean Sea have land border with Greece. Okay, Aegean Sea do not have land border with Ukraine. Aegean Sea have land border with Greece. There's Greece, then we have Bulgaria, and then we have one more country, and then we have Ukraine. So there's lots of landmass here. Okay. Thank you, Swami. Thank you. Yes. Estate of Kerch. This links this Sea of Azov and Black Sea. Right. Thank you. So 1 and 2 only is the correct answer. See, these mapping question, UPSC in last 1 or 2 years, UPSC have not asked map related question. This kind of map related question, world map related question. But earlier UPSC was in love with map related question. Okay, so every now and then UPSC used to ask this question. So be very careful. UPSC can come back again. Okay, UPSC can come back again to haunt you. So be very careful with areas which is in news. Okay, so it's the locations and which country borders which country. No, you don't have to remember which all countries, but only those countries which have been in news. Okay. Then coastal countries are important. Okay, with reference to modern Indian history, which of the following statements are correct about Sarojini Naidu? भाई ये कहाँ से आ गया? अभी तो we were discussing only economy. Suddenly we have Sarojini Naidu. Okay, पता नहीं कहाँ से आ गया. But let's solve it. Okay, with reference to, okay, which of the following statement is correct about Sarojini Naidu? 1. She was instrumental in establishing Women's India Association founded by Annie Besant. Now this is correct statement. Okay, in 1917, Women's India Association was founded by Annie Besant and Margaret sisters. Okay, so Annie Besant and Margaret sisters, they came together to establish Women's India Association. As far as Sarojini Naidu is concerned, she was instrumental in establishing, so she might have helped. So 1 is correct. See, easiest, let's forget 1. Easiest to eliminate was 1. Statement 3. She was appointed as First Lady President of Indian National Congress in 1917. Now this fact have been asked by UPSC before, and you should be knowing this thing, that Annie Besant was not the First Lady President of Indian National Congress. Who was First President of Indian National Congress? Annie Besant. Okay, and you have a clue also available in form of statement number 1. Statement number 1 talks about Annie Besant. So suppose in case you missed that, but still if you start reading this, that she was appointed as First Lady President, it should strike your mind that it was not Sarojini Naidu, rather it was Annie Besant. तो 3 तो incorrect है, ठीक है. Annie Besant नहीं, Annie Besant First Lady थी. Sarojini Naidu was First Lady Indian President. Okay, Sarojini Naidu was First Lady Indian President, and in which year? Shamik, let me know in which year Sarojini Naidu was President of Indian National Congress. Which year? Let me know. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so 3 incorrect. The moment you say that 3 is incorrect, you'll arrive at answer. So in this question, even if you do not know anything about statement number 1 and 2, but still if you know this one basic fact, that Annie Besant was First Indian first lady president. Okay, then you could have got it right. Okay, so okay, I think we are now running short of time, so we are about to we are almost near the completion of the discussion. Okay, so yeah, let me know here in the chat what else you'd like in test discussion. Okay, if you have any input to give to us, that any suggestion or any feedback that how we should go along with test discussion. What kind of do you need more extra information about topics in discussion? In that case, we will be able to cover a much less number of questions, but we will be able to go into more detail, or you just want us to arrive at answer and move on. So in that case, we'll be able to cover more number of questions, but we won't be able to discuss some more related facts related to the topic of the question. Let us know. Okay. Okay, Swamit. All the schemes in the budget. Now slowly we are covering schemes in the budget in our test discussion. Okay. Slowly we are covering these themes in our top gear test. Okay, but for now we won't be able to cover all the schemes in test discussion itself because we have a limited time. But thank you for suggestion. We'll consider it. Okay, and we at our website, we at our YouTube channel already have some discussion related to budget and economic survey, so you can go and make use of it also. Okay, thank you. It was nice to have you all. Thank you.